So we'll try. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's try with the form today. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandu Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Om Ajnana Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Am I audible to you? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Mataji.
You can. Okay, because I cannot
Bhakti,
hear.
can you speak little louder? Can you speak little louder, Mataji?
Speak louder. Is this better?
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
So we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. One second. Will I be able to share the screen, Isha? No? No, but in the phone? Okay. So I should first open the Gita base, right? Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 4. Okay, we have to start text 84, so I'll share the screen now. Share. Screen. You're able to see the screen? Can you see the screen?
No,
No?
not me, Mataji.
Sharing the screen. Okay. How do I do it, Isha?
If it is difficult, we can hear also, Mataji. That is fine for one day.
Okay, great. Because I have my laptop open, so I can just read from the laptop and you can hear. Okay.
Yes, Mataji, that's better.
So, yeah. Yesterday, we saw, so we are reading about this Annakut festival. This chapter 4 of Madhya Lila is entitled Srila Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. So in that, we are seeing how the deity Gopal desired to be served by Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri arranged this Abhishek for Gopal deity, and then afterwards this Annakut festival is observed. So after offering all the bhoga to Gopal, Madhavendra Puri personally saw Gopal eating it. He ate everything that was offered to him, all the rotis, sabjis, kheer, rice, grain preparations. Practically the top of the mountain was filled with all this bhoga, and all that was cooked uh, to be offered to Gopal. And Madhavendra Puri could see how everything that, because Gopal was hungry for such a long time, he ate everything that was offered, and because of his touch, everything became manifest once again. Madhavendra Puri could see that. How he could see that? Because nothing is hidden from uh, appeared from a devotee's vision. No, there are no secrets that are hidden from a devotee. Then Madhavendra Puri instructed those brahmanas who had cooked all the preparations, he instructed them to now serve out prasadam to everyone present, from young to old. Everyone should be served prasadam. And in that also, first the brahmanas and their wives were fed. So that's what we read yesterday. How this is the system even in the present day in India, whenever there is any a festival, and when you offer a feast, first the brahmanas are served and then the others are served. Why is it like that? Because the brahmanas are the topmost in the four varnas. The brahmanas are topmost, and even Krishna says, "Namo Brahmanya Devaya or Brahmana Hitaya cha." So he is the well-wisher. He is the brahmanas are very dear to Krishna. Hitaya means he's the well-wisher of the brahmanas, the cows, the senses, like that. Of course, he's Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. He's the friend of, best well-wishing friend of all living entities. But in that also the brahmanas are very dear. But again, Srila Prabhupada makes the point, nowadays, even though the brahmanas don't have the qualification of a brahmana, still, because that Vedic culture, the remnants of Vedic culture are there, they observe this system. Although the brahmanas don't have the qualification, they're not qualified as proper brahmanas. So now the next verse, text 85. Anya gramera lokajata dekhite aila, Gopala dekhiya saba prasada khaila. Anya gramera lok, people from other villages. So where is this happening? This Annakut ceremony is being observed in Govardhan, proper Govardhan. So the village of Govardhan, all the people had come together and they had, prepared this feast. But neighboring village people also had come when they heard that Gopal, has manifested himself. They all came to attend this great festival. Anya Gramera Loka Jata Dekhite Aila, as many people came from other villages to witness this festival. Gopala Dekhiya Saba Prasada Khaila. After seeing Gopal, they have all honored Prasadam. They also got Prasadam. Translation. Those who took Prasadam included not only the people of Govardhan village, but also those who came from other villages. They also saw the deity of Gopal and were offered Prasadam to eat. Yes. Next. 86. Oh, you know what? There is no internet, so my Vedavis also doesn't work. So let me open my book. 1 second. Huh? Folio. That's right. Folio. See, my brains don't work. Folio, it's not in the. For today, I'll just take the book. I haven't been using folio in a while, so I don't know. I need my glasses. Isha, can you get the glasses? Machine के ऊपर 86. Okay, you just come and open this then. The glasses are right there. There that is. Okay, next verse. देखिया पुरीरा प्रभाव लोके चमत्कार पूर्व अन्नकूट जैना होइला साक्षात्कार. So you see, this is Govardhan village. Yes. So in Govardhan village, they had previously seen Annakut ceremony, the original Annakut ceremony, when Krishna instructed Nanda Maharaj and all the Brajbasis, there's no need to worship Indra, right? There's no need to worship Indra. You just whatever ingredients you have secured, all those ingredients should be used to worship Govardhan. And then they had this big festival, Govardhan Puja. And then there was Annakut festival. And that actually, so everyone brought all, whatever ingredients they had, they all brought. And there was a big Annakut festival. So the Brajbasis had, they were aware of this festival. And now they're seeing the same festival being observed once again, like it was observed 5,000 years ago. So, Dekhiya Purira Prabhava, seeing the influence of Madhavendra Puri, by his influence, that same festival is being observed one more time. Dekhiya Purira Prabhava, Loke Chamatkar, they were amazed. The people were amazed to see this Annakut festival being performed once again by the power, by the devotional power, right? By the influence of Madhavendra Puri. Purva Annakuta Jaina Hoilo Sakshatkar. It's as if the same Annakut festival, now they're able to witness directly whatever has happened 5,000 years ago, what it must have been like, now they're able to see it directly. So, translation. Seeing the influence of Madhavendra Puri, all the people gathered there were struck with wonder. They saw that the Annakut ceremony, which had been performed before during the time of Krishna, was now taking place again by the mercy of Sri Madhavendra Puri. Purport. Formerly, at the end of Dwapar Yuga, all the cowherd men of Vrindavan had arranged to worship King Indra, but they gave this worship up, following the advice of Krishna. Instead, they performed a ceremony whereby they worshipped the cows, brahmanas, and Govardhan hill. At that time, Krishna expanded himself and declared, I am Govardhan hill. In this way, he accepted all the paraphernalia and food offered to Govardhan hill. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 24th chapter, text 26, 31, 32, and 33. Pachyantam vividha pakaha supanta payasadayah samyavapupa shashkulyah sarvadohascha grihyatam kalatmana bhagavata shakradarpam jighamsata प्रोक्तम निशम्य नंदाद्याः साध्वगृह्णन्त तद्वचः तथा च व्यदधुः सर्वं यथाः मधुसूदनः वाचयित्वा स्वस्त्ययनं तद्द्रव्येण गिरिद्विजान् उपहृत्य बलिन् सर्वान् आद्रिता यवसं गवाम् गोधनानि पुरस्कृत्य गिरिं चक्रुः प्रदक्षिणम्. So the verse translation is, prepare very nice foods of all descriptions from the grains and ghee collected for the yagya. Prepare rice, dal, then halwa, pakoda, puri, and all kinds of milk preparations like sweet rice, sweet balls, sandesh, rasgulla, and laddu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna therefore advised the cowherd men to stop the Indra Yagya and begin the Govardhan Puja to chastise Indra, who was very much puffed up at being the supreme controller of the heavenly planets. The honest and simple cowherd men, headed by Nanda Maharaj, accepted Krishna's proposal and executed in detail everything he advised. They performed Govardhan worship and circumambulation of the hill. According to the instruction of Lord Krishna, Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd men called in learned Brahmanas and began to worship Govardhan hill by chanting Vedic hymns and offering prasadam. The inhabitants of Vrindavan assembled together, decorated their cows, and gave them grass. Keeping the cows in front, they began to circumambulate Govardhan hill. So what I read so far is the translation of these 4 verses from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is a description of the Govardhan Puja. Why this is being quoted here? Because the festival that was observed by Madhavendra Puri, when people came to see that, they were able to witness this original Govardhan Puja festival, which was performed by Nanda Maharaj. So the same festival was once again performed now under the guidance of Madhavendra Puri. Text 87. Sakala Brahmane Puri Vaishnava Korila Sei Seva Madhye Sabha Niyojila. Sakala Brahmane Puri Vaishnava Korila. So now they were all Brahmanas. Those who cooked, they were local Brahmanas, like caste Brahmanas. By caste, they were Brahmanas. So what did Madhavendra Puri do? He gave them all Vaishnava Diksha. So they're not just Brahmanas, now he gave them Vaishnava Diksha. Okay? Sakala Brahmane Puri Vaishnava Korila. He turned them into Vaishnavas. Sei Seva Madhye Sabha Niyojila. And then after that, he engaged those Vaishnavas, those Brahmanas turned into Vaishnavas, in direct service to Gopal. All the Brahmanas present on that occasion were initiated by Madhavendra Puri into the Vaishnava cult, and Madhavendra Puri engaged them in different types of service. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the scriptures it is stated, Shat Karma Nipuno Vipro Mantra Tantra Visharadaha. Right? So who is a Brahmana? Brahmana, what is his qualification? Shat Karma Nipuno Vipro. Vipra means one who is expert in the 6 kinds of karmas. Right? Shat karmas. Mantra Tantra Visharada. He's also very expert in mantras, in reciting, chanting mantras, and in tantras. So, continuation of purport. A qualified Brahmana must be expert in the occupational duties of a Brahmana. Right? If you say, just now we were reading that today also you have the surnames, the titles of Brahmanas, but are you actually qualified as a Brahmana? Are you doing the activities of a Brahmana? That's the question. So, who is a Brahmana? A qualified Brahmana must be expert in the occupational duties of a Brahmana. Then what are the occupational duties of a Brahmana? What are the 6 types of activities that a Brahmana does? Yajan, Yajan, Dana Pratigraha. Pathan, Pathan, Yajan, Yajan, Dana Pratigraha. These are the 6 activities. Pathan means he studies the Vedas himself. Pathan, he teaches to others. He's a teacher. He studies and he teaches. Yajan, Yajan, he worships and he worships for others and he teaches others how to worship also. Yajan, Yajan, Dana Pratigraha, he accepts charity and he also gives in charity because he doesn't keep. Like yesterday, Mataji was quoting in Bhagavatam class, all the Brahmanas received so many gifts from Lord Ramchandra. So they accepted the gifts, but it's not like after taking all the gifts, they take home and they just accumulate. No, they don't keep anything. They just give it back. They distribute it again. Nobody keeps anything. They get it and they give it back. Of course, in this case, they gave it back to Lord Ramchandra directly, but they just give it away to others. They don't keep. So these are the activities of Brahmana. Patan Patan, Yajan Yajan, Dana Pratigraha. A qualified Brahmana must be expert in the occupational duties of a Brahmana. His duties are mentioned as 6 Brahminical engagements. Patan means that a Brahmana must be conversant with the Vedic scriptures. He must also be able to teach others to study the Vedic literatures. This is Patan. He must also be expert in worshipping different deities. So again, Brahmanas can be worshipping different demigods also, can be worshipping Krishna, Lord Vishnu, like that. They can be worshippers of different demigods also. They are also Brahmanas. He must also be expert in worshipping different deities and in performing the Vedic rituals, yajan, like, samskaras, vivaha samskara, shraddha samskara, namakaran samskara. He should be aware of all these things also. He should have the knowledge and experience of all this. So he should be expert in performing the various Vedic rituals. So yajana means he's expert in worshipping and performing Vedic rituals. On account of this yajana, the Brahmana, being the head of society, performs all the Vedic rituals for Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, and this is called yajana. So he is himself performing yajana for himself, like every day, he worships, right, the deities at home, and he performs Vedic rituals, but also he does it for others, right? So he'll worship for Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. They don't do it on their, they'll invite a Brahmana. Like if you have a vivaha at your house, does the Kshatriya himself chant all the mantras and do the wedding? No, right? He will invite a Brahmana. So the Brahmana, he can do it himself. In his family, he can do. But he will also do for others. So when he does it for himself, it is yajana. When he does for others, it is yajana. So yajana, assisting others in performing ceremonies. The remaining 2 items are dana and pratigraha. The Brahmana accepts all kinds of contributions. Pratigraha, from his followers. Pratigraha means accepting. Dana means giving. Pratigraha means accepting. So the Brahmana accepts all kinds of contributions from his followers, namely the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. But he does not keep all the money. He keeps only as much as required and gives the balance to others in charity. Therefore, dana. Right? So pratigraha, and whatever is excess than what he needs, and he lives a very simple life, by the way. It's not like he will use most of it and then whatever remaining he'll give in charity. No, he'll keep very minimum, because that's the life of a Brahmana, simple living, right? He'll keep just what he needs for that day. Actually, a Brahmana standard is just whatever he needs to eat to survive that day, he'll keep, and the rest he'll give away. From where he'll get tomorrow, he doesn't think. That's actually a Brahmana. No accumulation, no collecting. Only then he is eligible to take alms, if he's like that. So anyway, Brahmana, he keeps only as much as required and gives the balance to others in charity. This is dana. In order for such a qualified Brahmana to worship the deity, now this is a Brahmana with these 6 qualities. But even this Brahmana cannot worship Krishna directly. See that. He cannot worship Krishna. He is expert in worshipping different deities and rituals and everything. But even for such a qualified Brahmana to worship the deity, he must be a Vaishnava. Simply being Brahmana is not sufficient. You have to be a Vaishnava to worship Krishna. Thus, the Vaishnava's position is superior to that of the Brahmana. This example given by Madhavendra Puri confirms that even though a Brahmana may be very expert, he cannot become a priest or servitor of the Vishnu Murti. He cannot worship Lord Vishnu. unless he is initiated in Vaishnava mantra. And when you say he's made into a Vaishnava, means he has to be initiated with a Vaishnava mantra. After installing, that is why the second initiation that we get, the Gayatri mantra, that is specifically meant for worshipping. Unless you have that mantra, you cannot worship. Like that. So after installing the deity of Gopal, Madhavendra Puri initiated all the Brahmanas into Vaishnavism. All the Brahmanas that were there in that festival, he initiated all of them into Vaishnavism. He then allotted the Brahmanas different types of service to the deity. From 4 in the morning until 10 at night, from Mangalaratrika to Shayanaratrika, there must be at least 5 or 6 Brahmanas to take care of the deity. 6 Aratrikas are performed in the temple, and food is frequently offered to the deity and the prasadam distributed. All this is important. So if you have a temple, first of all, you should have 5 or 6 pujaris to take care of the deity throughout the day, every day, from morning 4 until 10 at night. And at least, there are 6 aartis performed and so many offerings. And whatever offered, it has to be distributed to everyone. Not that the pujari takes everything to his room and he'll just eat. That's not the system. It has to be distributed to everyone, like it is exemplified here in this festival. This is the method of worshipping the deity according to the rules and regulations set by the predecessors. Our sampradaya belongs to the disciplic succession of Madhavendra Puri. We are coming directly in the line of Madhavendra Puri, who belong to the Madhva sampradaya. We are in the disciplic succession of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was initiated by Sri Ishwarapuri. By the way, today is the disappearance day of Sri Ishwarapuri. Maybe for you it's tomorrow. Well, today is the 7th, so 7th March. For you also, it's Ekadasi and it's the disappearance of Sri Ishwarapuri. Ishwarapuri is the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, we are in the disciplic succession of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was initiated by Sri Ishwarapuri, a disciple of Madhavendra Puri's. Our sampradaya is therefore called the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. As such, we must carefully follow in the footsteps of Sri Madhavendra Puri and observe how he installed the Gopal deity on top of Govardhan Hill, how he arranged and performed the Annakut ceremony, and Annakut ceremony in only one day, and so forth. Our installation of deities in America and in the wealthy countries of Europe should be carried out in terms of Sri Madhavendra Puri's activities. All the servitors of the deity must be strictly qualified as Brahmanas and specifically must engage in the Vaishnav custom of offering as much prasad as possible and distributing it to the devotees who visit the temple to see the Lord. So we had long purports here, so we will stop here. We can continue tomorrow. But thank you all very much. Hopefully we'll have internet for the next class. But if not, now the phone is set up, so we can still have the class even if there is no internet.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.